Hello, I am Sanjay and welcome to Excel in Easy Steps. So the objective of this session is how to create the tables and also understanding what is primary key and foreign key. And also later we will discuss about how to create the foreign key constraint which is required for just to enforce the database integrity. Okay, so let's see. First of all, before creating the table, so we need to understand here we have two tables. All right, and each table we have four columns: id, name, salary and department id. And in another table we have two columns: id and department. So if you see in both tables we have id columns. So this id column will be set as primary key. So now the thing is that what is primary key? A primary key is a column in the table that uniquely identifies rows or records in the table. So if you see the first column id, the values are unique here, and in another table also values will be unique. Okay, and another parameter of primary key is that the values will be not null. So basically it means that in each column, so there will be no null values. Okay, so now how to create these tables in SQL Server? So let's take some practical examples. So before creating the tables, so I just want to let you know we can create in two ways. First is using graphical interface, and another is using queries. So using graphical interface, so let's see how to create the table first. So just the database you can select in which database you want to create the table. So from here just you can select the database. So for example, in my case I want to create in this particular database, and just right click on the table and new and table. Okay, so give your column names id, their data type integer, and again not null values. Okay, the column name, second column name is name, and the data type will be nvarchar, and the length of characters will be 50. Okay, and again I don't want the null values in this name column. And the third one is salary. The value data type will be integer, not null. And the last column is department id, again integer. And here I just want to accept the null values. All right guys, so one thing I just let you know the how to set the primary key here. So you can just select the column and set primary key. All right, so you can give the name of the table, that is table employee. Okay, and close this one, refresh the database here, and now the table will be visible here. Okay, so you can see the columns here also. So whatever the column you have created, id, name, salary, and their data types, and whatever the constraint we have. So we will talk about the constraints in later sessions. So but the first column id, so that is we have set as pk, primary key. Okay, so now the second concept is, let's see how to create the table using queries. So coming here, syntax is create table, and the table name table department. So here we want to give the column names under this table. My first column is id, data type integer, not null, and I will set this as primary key. Okay, and the second column is department, that data type will be nvarchar, and the character length will be 50. All right, and again not null. So guys, here you can just select this one and execute, or you can press F5 also. So sorry, you don't need to put the comma here. Okay, execute this one. So now the command completed successfully guys. So see, so you can refresh again, and you see the both these tables here. Okay, table department and table employee. And also under the columns you see the first column, sorry, table department. First column is primary key, integer, not null, and department. Okay, so we have created these two tables. So now the next thing is that how do we create the relationship between these two tables? So for that, foreign key constraint is used. Okay, so but before that, what is foreign key? Basically, foreign key is the column in the table that points to the primary key of another table. Okay, so this table is foreign key table in which department ID 2133. So all these values are pointing to this primary key column 1234, and the table name is table department. Okay, so that's what is foreign key, and how do we create this foreign key constraint. But before that, let's focus on the definition. The foreign key constraint is used to enforce database integrity. So guys, this is very important, and let's prove this with an example. Okay, so let's create some records in the tables first, so that will help you to understand. So I go to the department and edit top 200 rows. Okay, so I have four departments: HR, 2, IT, third is account, and fourth is other department. So guys, we have only four departments in the table department, and let's close this one. Okay, and another table, let's enter some values here. So 1 Raj, here is 4500, and department ID is 1. So my values are 2, David, $5500, $5500, and again department ID is 2, 3, and 3, 3500. Okay, so I enter here 99. Okay, 4, so again 3. Okay, so let's close this, and now select the values. Select from table department, and select from table employee. Now let's see the records here, guys. See guys, so in first table, table department, so we have only four departments. But in the table employee table, if you see the department ID in the foreign key 1199 and 3, but 99 is not available in our table department. So basically by mistake, so we have entered this number. So that's the the database integrity comes handy here. So that's why we use the foreign key constraint. So it always protects just all these values to enter in the data table. Okay, so let's add foreign key constraint here, and that will help in database integrity. Okay, so let's go back to the table employee, and just add it here. Okay, so I just change this to okay. Now select once again. Now I have to. So now we add the foreign key constraint. So the to add the foreign key constraint, we have the syntax alter table name. So which table is that? Is foreign key table. So we have this table for table employee in which foreign key is available. Okay, and after that add constraint. So this is the syntax we have to give, and then we have to write the constraint name. Okay, and after that foreign key, just type the foreign key and the foreign key column, in which column you want to create this foreign key, that is department ID, and we have to reference which column, primary key column, primary key table basically. So you have to type this syntax for references, and primary key table name, that is table department. Okay, and primary key column is id. So let's create this with the example, you know, alter table, which table is table employee. Okay, and add constraint, and what the name we want to give, foreign key table employee department id. If you see the foreign key, this is a foreign key, represents, and table employee is the table name, and department id, this is the name of the column in which we want to create the foreign key constraint. Okay, and the next thing is that foreign key. So basically guys, this is the name, so you can just give any name from your side, but I just always prefer such kind of name so that it will be easy to read. Okay, so foreign key type, this, so this is the keyword, and on which column, that is column name is this, here I just incorrect spell out, but I just mentioned this name here. Okay, and references, so primary key table department guys, and my column name is I, that is primary. So now we can select here. So guys, so we have created the foreign key constraint. So let's see, can we enter that value again in the table employee table? Okay, so first of all, let me refresh this one. Okay, and go back to the table employee. So guys, now if somebody just by mistake enter the value like this, so it will not let you enter. See, the update statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint, fk, whatever the name we had given. The conflict occurred in database db abc project table and column id. The statement has been terminated. Correct the errors and retry to press, so whatever. So basically the foreign key constraint is not allowing us to enter the incorrect values. So only the values will be uh, currently present in the primary key of another table. Okay, so we had only four, as I told you, four departments, 1 2 3 4. So only these, four ids can come, we can enter in this column, and apart from that there is only one exception, that is accept null value, that's it. Otherwise, these four values from the primary key column. Okay, so that's what the concept here guys. So I hope this session helps you to understand the how to create the table and primary key, foreign key, and how to add the foreign key constraint. So in the later session we will discuss about some more constraints which are really useful, and storing the data in the database. Okay, so till then, thank you very much.